Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tayler Yarish show. I don't know what episode it is. I had a brain fart because I was trying to think of what the episode was. It's probably 25 or 4, 5, I think 5. We don't know. My apartment smells like just rotten fucking chicken parts right now because we had the chicken in the fridge. It went bad. I don't know what happened. And you know what? It was fucking Purdue. I had a whole thing a couple episodes ago about how I didn't like the store brand chicken because it always goes bad, and I trust Purdue. I've never had an issue with Purdue. Well, guess what? It fucking went bad, and we just got it. We just got the chicken thighs, and I opened up the fridge, and I was like, hey, wah! It was fucking terrible. I had to, take the trash out to, because it smelled so bad. And I can't, if I open the window right now, then there's the outside noise, and then it gets caught up by the microphone, so I had to shut. I'm hotboxing myself with raw, stale, old, bad chicken parts because I want this to sound good, even though, I want this to sound good for all 7 of you. So I hope you appreciate it that I'm suffering right now. It's very hot, sticky, and rancid in this apartment. And put the trash out, and I threw it. The black trash can or whatever outside, it was full. You know what? I just put it on top, and then I put the lid on top, and it didn't close. And I don't care. My landlord's gonna give me shit, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, well, you gotta put it on the side." I don't care. It's not my job. I don't fucking. You know what I mean? I'm tired. I know I've said it before. I'm sick and tired of separating 19,000 different things. Oh, no, the egg cartons, you actually can't recycle I can't do it. I can't continue to keep. And I know it's not a lot. It's not asking a lot. But I just wish they would give you. I wish they gave you like a status report on how your recycling then helped. You know what I mean? You never see where it ends up. It's like taxes. You pay your taxes, and then you're like, what the fuck is that going towards? There's 9 potholes on my street. What are you doing with this? Where is it going? And I feel the same way about recycling. Are you telling me that when I throw out my, box of fucking Skinny Pop or whatever, that then goes through a system where it gets whittled down and then bleached and then it comes out as a 100% recyclable pencil that somebody sells for $12. Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. Got my coffee from Panera this morning. There was a guy in there. When they put out your coffee, you go and you fill it up yourself. So they just leave you the cup, which is very nice. I appreciate that. I like to put lower amounts of ice than they do. They give you half ice. Everyone knows this, but it's annoying. Like when you get a nice coffee at a place, they jack the thing up with ice, and then you get, 2 sips of coffee. Anyway, there was a guy back there. At Panera, they have these, big, jug things where, the iced coffee is. They have iced tea. They have lemonade. They have all this stuff. And there was a dude back there, pretty sure he didn't work there. He had a dirty polo, shorts, and flip-flops. 100% he didn't work there. And he had 4 half-gallon containers with him, and he was just filling up the iced tea and the lemonade. He filled up 2 iced tea and 2 lemonade. And I was just standing there watching him for 2 minutes. Nobody batted an eye. He was just filling up, getting ready for an Arnold Palmer for a cookout or something. And you really can just, I'm telling you, you can steal, you can scam if you just have the confidence. If you have the confidence to do it. You know what I mean? You can't look too sketch. You just got to walk in and out. It's about speed. If you meander, if you start looking around, people, it raises some flags. People have questions. But yeah, so I applaud that guy, whoever you are. If you're out there, if you're listening, you're not. Way to go. You know what I mean? Great scam. Because there's no one guarding the amount of stuff. You could walk it, they put this cup out for you. I do the promotion where you get unlimited coffee for $9 a month or something. It's unbelievable. But they put the coffee cup out, and then you just take it and you walk back. But like, if I just walked in and walked straight to the back, nobody's paying attention. Nobody's clocking who's coming in and out. I could bring this cup back in there and refill it back up 100%. So I don't really know exactly how that business model works, but yeah. Anyway, I did another park show yesterday. Oh man, I gotta tell you, park comedy. It's definitely not what anybody signed up for. So we go and we're in Sheep Meadow Central Park, and there's a good amount of people. Like in front of where the show is going on, there's probably like 50 people, maybe more. I don't know, maybe around 50. But then there's the whole rest of the park. Everybody like surrounding us is also enjoying the park, having fun. There's like, there's kids jumping rope right next to where we're telling jokes. There's dudes, playing ultimate frisbee. There's a graduation party going on. There's so much concentrated fun. There's so much fun happening in this park that it's so distracting because these people are sitting there. They're like, why am I listening to this guy? There's so much other fun happening. It's not a good, it pulls back the curtain as to what this really is. And by the time I went on stage, they had this, fucking Fisher-Price style amplifier. It was like from like a children's karaoke or something. And by the time I got up there, it didn't work. So I'm just like standing with this thing. The microphone is now a prop. And it really is just, it's not ideal. Let's say that. It's not ideal. And so you have to spend the first couple minutes just dealing with the fact that this is a shit show. And people like a shit show. They do. People like to see something fail a little bit, especially if it was free. I don't know if the show was free. It fucking better have been. I mean, the audacity to charge people money to come to a comedy show in a park when you can just walk the fuck up. I mean, that's going to piss people off even more because they're like, then they show up and they're like, why did I pay for this? There's, I'm saying, curse words and telling shit jokes next to a playground. I mean, nobody should have to pay for that. And then, somebody like, it was just bad. It's just bad, man. You're like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? But will I do it if they ask me to do it again? Of course. Yeah, of course. Of course I will, because it's jokes to real people. So, it is what it is. I don't like when people say that. It is what it is. Yeah, no shit. That doesn't help. That doesn't mean anything. Here's something that I thought was fun that I saw this morning. So there's this psychiatrist in New York who gave a talk at Yale, and this is here. I'll just say the name of the talk. Where is it? So this doctor gave this talk at Yale. The name of it was "The Psychopathic Problem of the White Mind." Already great. What could go wrong here? It was delivered at the Yale School of Medicine's Child Study Center as a part of Grand Rounds, an ongoing program in which clinicians and others in the field lecture students and faculty. So she gave a nice hour-long talk just about a few issues that she has with the whites, let's say. Now, some people are very upset, and they're coming out and they're saying that this woman is extremely, extremely racist and that her views on white people are problematic. And I don't know where they're getting this from, honestly. I mean, if you look at some of the quotes, that have just been pulled from her hour-long talk. And normally I don't condone that. I don't condone sort of just taking segments out of a longer speech and removing the context, because that always gets tricky, you know? So when some of these quotes are pulled, I'm like, well, maybe there was something else going on. Like, here's one. I had fantasies of unloading a revolver into the head of any white person that got in my way, burying their body, and wiping my bloody hands as I walked away relatively guiltless with a bounce in my step, like I did the world a fucking favor. This is a Psychiatrist. I will go back to that. You know, and it's like, well, maybe she had a broader point. Maybe she was saying that's how she felt, and now she doesn't feel that way. Here, you know, maybe, all right, here's another quote. White people are out of their minds, and they have been for a long time. This is the cost of talking to white people at all. The cost of your own life as they suck you dry. There are no good apples out there. White people make my blood boil. Now, you know, maybe she had she had a broader point, and maybe there was something else going on. Let me see if we can find some of these quotes within the context of the speech. I don't know. Are we connected? Are we not connected? God damn it. You know, sometimes this thing, I think it works, and then, oh, wait, here, hold on. All right, here we go.
Less than 1% left. It was also public service. I had fantasies of unloading a revolver into the head of any white person that got in my way, burying their body, and wiping my bloody hands as I walked away relatively guiltless, with a bounce in my step, like I did the world a fucking favor. I also walked away from institutions where I spent years training in New York. I didn't want to teach there. I couldn't be a part of it. They are militarized training systems in how to become white.
Okay, so, you know, she seems very of sound mind. Now, this might just seem totally out of the blue that I'm bringing up this article and this story, but it's not, because if you remember a few episodes back, maybe towards the beginning, I lost my therapist. My therapist quit her job. She left. She emailed me saying, hey, I can't be your therapist anymore because I'm not one. And so what I'm saying is I'm in the market. And I don't know. I'm very open, and maybe this is the Psychiatrist for me. You know what I mean? It'd be nice to have a back and forth with somebody who maybe wasn't thrilled about me just in general because of the color of my skin. I've never like encountered anyone quite like this woman. I'm sure they exist. I'm sure there's people that hold these same views. Here's another quote. We are now in a psychological predicament because white people feel that we're bullying them when we bring up race. They feel we should be thanking them for all they've done for us. They're confused, and so are we. We keep forgetting that directly talking about race is a waste of our breath. We are asking a demented, violent predator who thinks that they're a saint or a superhero to accept responsibility. It ain't going to happen. Yeah, so here's the thing. I think she's totally entitled to these opinions. In fact, I think the way that this all went down was perfect, because what you don't want to do is like, hey, we got this crazy lady who's got some views. Let's not have her speak at the college. No, what you do is you let her speak. You give her 2 hours. Let her go on, and then just let whatever will be will be. It would have been worse if you then try to silence her, because she's still the lady who thinks that, you know, white people are the devil and she wants to go around putting a revolver. Now you're putting her on the street, maybe with a revolver. Who knows? So it's fine, let her think the thing and let her say her opinion and then let people respond accordingly. And people are not happy, if you can imagine. People took to the Twitter. They're, going on different psychiatrists, like review sites. They're going on Google. They're going on pretty much everywhere and really, really trashing this woman. But some people aren't. Some people are in support. Some people are like, don't let them silence your voice. What you have to say is very important. And you know what? It's not easy. It's not easy to be a therapist in New York. There's stiff competition. So to stay in business, let's say, she must have some other good ideas, maybe. And you know what? Right now, she's kind of being dragged through the mud. Right now, she's pretty much being dragged through the mud, so maybe I could get a cheaper rate because your boy doesn't have insurance. If I have to deal with a therapist who, hates white people and they make her blood boil, but it's free or it's, $15 a session, I could sit through that. I'm very reasonable. I'm willing to bargain, to have a discussion. We don't have to have a copay. We don't have to go through insurance. You don't have to, call up Blue Shield and they're like, yeah, he hasn't had insurance with us in 7 months. We don't have to do that. Normal therapy sessions around 45 minutes, let's say. So how about instead of me paying you and we do a 45-minute session, how about we do a 40-minute session and then the last 5, you can trash me all you want. We can play a metaphorical, or a pretend game of Russian roulette with a squirt gun, where we pretend that you shoot me in the head and get out what you need to get out. A lot of times, therapy is very one-sided. One person goes there, they complain about their life, they complain about everything, and then the other person just has to sit there and respond. Well, that's no life. That's not fun. So how about I do most of the talking. I'll talk about what's going on in my life, things I'm feeling anxious or depressed about. And you listen, you respond, and then the last 5 minutes, you're like, what's up with these fucking white people? Let me tell you, every time I walk down the street and I see a white person, I want to put a gun in their mouth and pull the trigger. And I'll be like, yeah, I fucking, tell me about it, And then we both walk out of there and it's a mutual exchange of services. You know what I mean? Everybody needs their place. Everybody has a voice now. So clearly this woman maybe shouldn't be speaking at Yale, although I'm very proud of them for letting her speak, because now people can see that some of our ideas are a little silly, as are some of mine. Some of my ideas are a little silly. That's why I like going to therapy, so I could say something, and then the normal person sitting across from me could be like, well, I don't, that's not, that, yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't think about that. So, it's not the end of the world. My point is, doctor, if you're losing all your clients, call up your boy. I'm willing to discuss. Maybe she, her thoughts on white people are not the best, but maybe she's got some good ideas about how to deal with anxiety. Maybe she has some good ideas on how to deal with depression or anger. She clearly has a lot of it of her own. Maybe she could help out. I can't pronounce this doctor's name. What is it? First I got to find the goddamn name. Her name is nowhere to be found. Dr. Aruna Kilanani. Maybe that's it. So she was campaigning for weeks to get Yale to publicly release her talk on race. Oh, she wanted this to come out. She was like, yo, what's the big deal? I spit some mad fire. Drop that shit. You know what I mean? I want people to hear that sick Revolver line. I wrote that last week. I thought it was great. Yeah, so people are going on Google and they're like, I don't know how they do this. They changed her practice to a public bathroom in New York City, and then they gave it 1.2 stars. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad considering that's not the worst review I've seen for a public bathroom. Yeah, I read the public bathroom reviews. Get on my face. What's the big deal? Yeah, so in conclusion, give me a call. I'm in the market. And you can I'll be your human stress ball. You can yell at me all you want as long as you tell me how I should interact with people when I feel anxious or depressed. If you have some good ideas on that, I'm all ears. That's what I'm saying. Fuck, this has never happened. I have to piss real bad. It's okay. I don't know. Here's something. Fuck. Oh, by the way, happy Pride, everybody. Happy Pride Month in New York City. It's Pride Month in New York City. Dude, Pride Month goes ham in New York City. I mean, people really go all out. It's a bit much, I'll say it. It's a bit it's not that it's too much. It's just that it's such in glaring contrast with every other like month that we celebrate. You know what I mean? I'll say it, Black History Month. Black History Month gets nada. It gets nada. It gets a couple fists on a couple hippie coffee shop windows, and that's it. It gets a lot of traction online. I'll give you that. Like not Black Lives Matter. I mean, I guess that too, but like Black History Month, people share and talk about it online, but it doesn't have the same sort of oomph. There's no, and I guess it's weird if you were to have a parade, or any kind of like march or just kind of a social thing. But dude, the Pride Parade makes the Puerto Rican Day Parade look like, a fucking drive-by graduation wave. It is intense. That was like one of the first things that I did when I came to New York City. I moved in June, and that they were having the big parade, and I had never been. I'm like, let me go check it out. And it was, I went and I was like on the way there. It was one of those things where you don't want to be on St. Patrick's Day not wearing green, I would have felt weird walking through the Pride Parade just in my normal shit. So I got like a little, they were giving out little pins, little like rainbow pins. It just said Pride. I was like, all right, yeah, sure. I'll wear this, whatever. Dude, I was underdressed. You will not fit in at a Pride Parade unless you are wearing like that thong that Borat wore in the first movie. You know what I'm talking about? Where it like connects. It's like a thong and then it connects over the shoulders. That's modest attire at the Pride Parade. It was intense. And these people are fucking enjoying themselves. There was a lot of twerking going on. And good for them. Good for them. But it is a lot. If you're going to go, just be prepared for that. Yeah, so happy Pride. But anyway, Blue Ivy Carter, Jay-Z and Beyonce's daughter, she's 8 years old now, and she has a net worth of $500 million. Does anyone know what she's done? Because apparently it's her money. It's like, I don't know. I saw this, and I'm not sure if it's her money or if it's like her parents'. It can't be her parents' money because they're worth more than that. So Blue Ivy Carter's $500 million net worth makes her one of the richest kids in the United States. That is just hysterical. That is just, and you know what? Good for her. You want to give your kids the tools that they need to succeed in life, and that was one of the things that this thing was talking about. Was it's Jay-Z and Beyonce talking about, like, listen, we want to give our daughter, we don't just want to give her money. You know what I mean? We want to give her the tools to build sustainable wealth. Yes, she has what she has now, and that's very cute. But, we want it to sustain, because $500 million, what do you think? You could just stop working? Like, you could just not go to work tomorrow? And yeah, you work. You're 8 years old, I know. But you have a job now. You're in the entertainment business. You were since the day you were born. And yeah, you haven't really done anything. And maybe you start to sing now, and it's okay. But you have to build the tools to build generational wealth, okay? Because who knows what's going to happen to Daddy and I. You know what I mean? We're not going to be around forever to help you and to sustain you. We need to make you independent so that you don't have to rely on Mommy and Daddy and call us up when you want to get money to go to the ice cream man on the corner. Not that the ice cream man, comes in our neighborhood, because it is gated, and you know that. But I just imagine, like, Jay-Z and Beyonce having these conversations amongst other, like, how do they relate to other, how does she relate to other kids? Like, how does Blue Ivy go to school and just fucking clean up house? She just drops all the money in the cafeteria. You know what I mean? Dude, there was this kid in our school when I was younger who, I think his dad was like some big contractor for construction company or whatever. Anyway, he gave his son a lot of money. I think he ended up working for his dad, but like, so in like middle school or high school or something, he would go into the cafeteria. It was a big fat dude. And he would blow so much money, and for other people in the cafeteria. He'd get those sugar cookie, like our school had these like little 2-pack sugar cookies. Dude, he would take fistfuls of them and just, like, he had no respect for money. As a goof, he would like walk around the halls and he would just like drop $10 bills here and there as a goof to like watch people like me follow behind him and pick up the $10 bills. It was bananas. So take that times a gazillion. Like, how is Blue Ivy Carter supposed to pay attention in class? How is she supposed to respect any of her fucking teachers who make 20 grand or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, she has the money. If she wants to, how do you control a kid like that? She could burn down the whole school and build another one. And by the time that process is completed, she's already quadrupled her money. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's super healthy, I'll say. That's got to be one of the toughest jobs as a parent. If like you're Jay-Z and Beyonce, how do you make this little girl not become a psychopath? Because that's all she's ever known. Like, it's, Justin Bieber, yeah, he blew up when he was a young kid, but like, he did have a sliver of life where he wasn't crazy rich. And his parents aren't fucking Jay-Z and Beyonce. So your parents are mega millionaires, billionaires, biggest stars in the world, and you got your own capital brewing there. How do you not become a fucking psycho? I don't know. Like, how do you work through dealing with the money, the social pressure, the celebrity? I mean, I would go out of my fucking mind. I would lose it. I would need to talk to a therapist. And she should talk to a therapist. And I can think of no psychiatrist or therapist that would be better than this woman at Yale. Am I right? She needs a job. Blue Ivy's probably out of her mind and needs to talk to somebody. There you go. We brought it full circle, everybody. We brought it around. So what did we learn today? We learned that sometimes people can have silly ideas about groups of people, and maybe we should still let them speak every once in a while, just so we can all collectively go, yeah, this bitch is out of her fucking mind. That's important. It's important to recognize when people are batshit crazy. We want to know who those people are. I want to know what you think. So we should let people talk so we can hear them and their crazy ideas. And then we also learned that Blue Ivy is going to be out of her fucking mind. She's got $500 million for doing something. I don't know. Maybe she sings. I don't know what she does. And then we also learned that Purdue is not as great as I once thought it was. They still make some mistakes, and they're probably doing shit to their chickens. And we learned about how important the fucking sense of smell was, because if I didn't have that, I for sure would have downed it and maybe would have died of food poisoning. So you know what? Big man upstairs, he thought of everything. Sight and sound, so important. I'm going to end this now because I got to fucking take a piss so bad. I've been shaking in my seat for the last 10 minutes of this episode. So that's the podcast this week. Thank you for listening. Get out there. It's fucking 91 degrees out there today. Maybe not where you live. But yeah, fucking get out there. Go to a park comedy show if they exist where you live. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, it's the podcast this week. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Goodbye.